Good morning and welcome back to Teacher's Table. This is Teacher's Table's 50th episode. I am so excited to have this, and I can't believe we made it to 50 episodes of Teacher's Table. That's crazy. Many of you have been along for that journey and been part of all of it. And for that, I just say a super big thank you to each and every one of you. We've had some just great people, great conversations along the way. And that kind of goes to what today's topic's going to be. Here we are on the Hive Summit. We're gathered together. We're at the teacher's table, gathered around the table. So you can see that a big piece of who I am is I want to create communities, spaces in which people can gather around, be friendly, be kind, be positive, walk through some difficulty together, and support and create healthy communities. And I'm so thankful that through my work we've had people be able to do that at things like the Hive Summit, at things like XPLAP, my Twitter chat that I help host, the new Facebook group for Teacher's Table. And I'm so excited that we have these communities coming together and being healthy communities, supportive communities. And that's, like I said, that's going to be today's topic. But I can't believe it, guys. 50 episodes. That is crazy to me. If you would have told me 4 months ago that I was going to do a live stream sort of daily through COVID and then continue through summer and make it a part of the Hive Summit, I would have said you're crazy. But here we are 50 episodes later with a wonderful and healthy community. Speaking of which, let's see who we have here. Craig made it back. Thank you so much for being here, Craig. Craig has dropped in sometimes, and I've always appreciated sort of the conversations you helped establish and the questions you've asked throughout. And definitely I've seen a lot of back and forth with you, Craig, too, so you've definitely been an engaged member with other people here. Carrie has been at Teacher's Table almost as much as anyone could be. She's almost tied me with attendance. So, Carrie, thank you so much for being here. Amanda Gray, another person who definitely through Teacher's Table, I feel like I've definitely gotten to know Amanda more and more, and I've just really appreciated sort of her go-getting attitude. She is helpful, she's kind, she's funny. I have super enjoyed having you at the Teacher's Table, so thank you so much. 50 episodes in, and again, pretty close to equaling my attendance as well. Kyle and I met actually on, I think technically XPLAP, but pretty quickly onto my Let's Plays that I do on my YouTube channel. And when I started Teacher's Table, Kyle instantly sort of joined this community. I really appreciate it. Kyle, your ideas you shared on Teacher's Table Facebook page yesterday look super awesome for beginning of the school year. I think I'm going to possibly use that. So thank you so much for sharing that resource. Pam, welcome to the table. Kathy Sue, another person who has been almost near perfect attendance. And I got to tell you, she's on West Coast time, people. So this is 6 a.m. for her. Really appreciate you making it. Phil, awesome that you could make it back for this episode, this 50th episode. Thank you for being here. We should celebrate with a confetti party. I hope to do such. We'll see if we can make it up to today's like goal. Today is 20. I kept it 20. Yesterday we hit it with 20, so hopefully we can do that again. We're at 5 right now, peeps. Jennifer Knox is here, another person that I've gotten to know through Teacher's Table, through XPLAP community, and just a dynamic educator who we've established a connection here through these spaces, and they're real connections. And I want you guys to really know how much it means to me, and I know how much it means to others, the conversations you guys have, the supportive conversations you guys have off to the side here. Natalia has made it a bunch from Mexico City. Thank you so much for being here, Natalia. It's been so fun getting to know you over this time. Thank you, Jennifer. It has been a pleasure to do this, as well as these other things like Hive Summit and Well Played and XPLAP and my YouTube channel. I'm pretty busy, but it's what I love to do. It's a passion of bringing people together and having these positive spaces. So that's awesome. Pam really like strikes to the heart of what we're going to talk about today. Being a connected educator is what keeps me going as an educator. It is such a nice outlet and connection for people, for sure. Jamie made it. So glad you could make it. From sunny California, enjoying the first shot of espresso with you all. Fabulous. I love that you say first shot of espresso. That's fantastic. Jamie and I have definitely met over in the XP-Lab community, and then we've had one of those rare occurrences. We've gotten to meet in real life. Jamie is an awesome educator, and I'm so glad to have her part of this community as well as XP-Lab, and she's been on Well Played. I really consider her a good friend, so thank you for being here, Jamie, on our 50th. Adam Marino, morning all. Poured hot coffee all over my hand, but seeing the positive, the pain reminds me that I'm human and not an AI droid. That's awesome. Thank you for being here on the 50th episode. Adam Marino and I, our history goes back way more than just Teacher's Table, Well Played, even XP-Lab. Adam and I met, I don't know, 13 years ago, and very close personal friend, and talk about similar passions about bringing people together, the importance of community, and really like what a community can get done and how helpful and supportive a community can be. These are definitely goals that Adam and I align on, not to mention some other ones, but I really appreciate you being here, Adam. Kyle, thank you really, truly for sharing those. That's the whole idea of that Teacher's Table Facebook space, is for us to post some things like that, post questions, post ideas, lessons, whatever, because it might help somebody out. And if you help one person out, then you've done something. That's super awesome. So thank you. Look, Jennifer, I'm sure you already saw this because it was at you, but awesome resource. Searching for Teacher's Table Facebook page. I think I can throw it in the Facebook. Give me a second. I will throw it in the chat. I think I can do a link. I'm not certain. Who knows? Teacher's Table. Copy. Let's see if it's allowed. Facebook group. : There you go. Don't we get the 5x multiplier because of the 50 episodes? Possibly. Smash that like button, people. We want to get to our like goal today on our 50th. William Wooster, good morning. You're in a five and a half hour board meeting. Ouch. William, you can still catch his live stream, and I'm sure Adam will continue to be on this space as well as other spaces, so I'm sure you'll get other chances to interact with Adam. I was actually in your session yesterday. I just could not participate. Kathy Sue, no problem, but we got to our like goal in that one, so thank you for that. I love all the side chatter here. Jennifer, I do miss the in real life meetings. It's an important part. We're human, like we're communal. And while these digital communities are super important, super valuable, super great for our professional lives, as well as some for our personal lives, nothing beats actually, sitting in the same space, sitting in the same place with the people you love. So hopefully we'll all get to do that soon. Kathy Sue reminds me of the first time we've interacted, and that was in a live stream where Tisha Richmond was conducting a workshop, and she streamed me in. So I do remember that. That is awesome. Jennifer, hit the like. Jamie here. I agree. Community is where it's at. I love meeting you in real life. Yeah, we went out for some delicious Thai food and share a meal with some other teachers and XP Lab friends. I agree, right? Like it was that coming together, and it was at ISTE, and we were just kind of walking and bumped into some people, and we all said, like, let's go out to eat, and boom, before we know it, we're out to eat at a Thai restaurant with 4 people, and we had wonderful conversations, wonderful like laughs. So it's taking those moments. It's taking those moments to be relational, be with people. That's super important. Let's see. See what Adam says. 13 years ago, we challenged each other to change the world together. Thankfully for you and the amazing community of teachers joining us in making a difference. XP Lab, Teachers Table, Hive Summit. I know it sounds corny, but truly, I do want to try to leave this world a better place. I talked to my daughter about trying to change the world, and I really do believe one person can make that difference. And what I think is even cooler is a community of people can for sure make that difference. So striving to sort of build healthy communities is an important piece for all of us. And I'm so excited that you guys are part of this community. Let's see, Craig here loves Thai food. Guess what I'm going to have for lunch? Good idea. Thai food is delicious. I've been dabbling with trying to learn how to make some Thai food. I've had some really good successes, a few failures, but still enjoying Thai food, even at home. William, thanks for encouraging us to continue. I don't think I'm ever going to lose that spirit of creating positive change throughout the world. Hopefully you've connected on areas that I do my work, like YouTube and the Facebook page and whatnot, because truly I want us to come together and learn together and grow together. So we got this. We got this. Jamie says, it's why I teach, to change the world and make it better. I'm with you. Part of my work is that in the classroom, and I think that that's super important and a huge piece of it. And it's not only an inspiration for doing work outside the classroom, it is the most important and impactful work because you are directly helping those students. So fully agree about teaching. I decided a long time ago not to become an admin, but I still, that itch to sort of have change happen even bigger outside of the classroom. That's where I sort of lean towards, let's make these professional networks. Let's go speak. Let's write a book, right? It was to create change larger than just my classroom. And so it's awesome to kind of have both. And so I sort of don't have to go become that admin to feel like I'm making larger systemic change. I can do it in that space and can still remain a teacher, which I absolutely love and hope to continue to do always and forever. What's Phil say? I can't believe it's 50 interactions at the table. I can't remember the first table where Carol gave me, or I can, sorry, remember the first table where Carol gave me the great idea for a Zoom game. Made lots of connections since then. Phil, I agree. Like, I can't believe it's been 50 episodes. That's crazy to me. That's almost a full year of Well Played. I do Well Played weekly. And so I can't believe we're 2 episodes away from like tying a year's worth of Well Played episodes. Which we'll get actually by the end of the Hive Summit, right? So on Friday, that would be 52. That's amazing to me. Let's see. Kathy Sue, thank you so much, because I got to tell you, right, if you guys have seen that video about the first follower, like that the first follower is super important. It's what kind of creates a movement. And while I super appreciate that you guys are all enjoying this community, part of making a community healthy is sort of establishing connections. And part of that establishing is being here. And what Kathy Sue's doing is being a nice conduit for others and allowing others to establish connections to to Twitter itself, to, the Teachers Table community, whether that's be this live stream or the other spaces. But establishing a connection is a great place to start, right? And I think that that's part of our topic today is establishing connections. Take the time to reach out. So here at the Hive Summit, for example, we've had all those teacher talkbacks with all of our presenters, and I think this is an amazing opportunity. You know, you have the opportunity to connect with these speakers like one-on-one level. A lot of the live streams only ended up having about 20 people in them, so you're like one of 20, which I think one of them counts as me, because I'm in the live stream as well, so I can pull up the chat. So, you know, you're one of 19 that could ask a question directly to a speaker that could, whether it's on point or personal. I think it would be interesting to sort of get to know these presenters, right? When you go to a traditional conference, they're pretty removed, right? They're on that stage, they give their keynote, and then they kind of walk away and go away. Or maybe you were one of the people in the front row and got to say something to them, but that's it. And typically they're off to their next flight, or they have another session down the hall that they have to like go hook up their laptop for, so they can't really interact. So to have an hour to chit chat, right? Or let's look at it from another way. Establishing a connection to, like, say, a Twitter chat. Establishing a connection means you're present. You have to be there. It's one of the reasons I do these like goals here, right? Is I want to show that you're present. I want you to show that you're here and we're together. And when we show that, we can celebrate together that we are a healthy community, because it's not just about taking, but to start a relationship, you have to show up. Right? And you have to establish that connection by being present and by like putting out a question or answering somebody else's question. But establishing that connection is huge. All right. Now, like, when we think about establishing connections, part of that, like I said, is I think helping others establish that connection. So, you know, inviting other teachers, you know, suggesting to our admin, that's always a great level, I think, because if an admin sort of puts it into any sort of like teacher document that like, hey, I want you to check this resource out, that can be really helpful. But the best and the most authentic way is person to person, right? So if you have people in your life that you think would benefit by joining a Twitter chat or being on social media, if you have that teacher that maybe is feeling downtrodden a little bit, Pam said it is what has kept her teaching, and for me that is so true. I mean, when I sort of discovered Twitter, I was for sure close to quitting my job at my current school, which ironically now I absolutely love my job at my school, but I was in a pretty dark place because of feeling so isolated and not really accepted for my ideas there. And it was sort of the social media community that reaching out, seeing a community bigger than just the space that I was in, the physical space that I was in, made me realize that I wasn't alone, that there were others that wanted to try to do school differently. And while not all of our different allied, it was the fact that, oh, like there is another way to do school. That gave me hope. And seeing other ways to do school informed my practice, changed my practice, adapted the things I even wanted to do. And so it wasn't just about getting my ideas out there, right? It was about becoming better, but it definitely sustained me. So if you know a teacher like that too, like reach out, let them know that this is a space. But I want to say, when you're establishing a connection, try to do it as authentically as possible. So it's not just, hey, you should join Twitter. Like, that's super easy, and we can all do that. But what are ways you can tend to that, right? What are ways you could double back on that conversation? Are you willing to sit next to them and like help them log in? Are you willing to sort of tell them some people they could follow? Ways they could pull information out of Twitter, because while it is a very good resource, one, it's not the only resource. There are other social media networks that are great spaces for teachers. But two, whatever tool you're teaching them, are you going to take the time? There are tons of fluff, you know, like even my feed, right? Even my Twitter feed, if you look through it, there are things about upcoming events, right? So there's kind of promotional things. There are me responding to people. There's my Twitter chat, which, like, if you're not part of that chat, that's kind of like not a very helpful feed unless you're part of that chat. And if somebody was new and they came to my feed, they were like, I don't get, like, why follow this guy? You got to teach them those techniques that, well, like, that was a conversation, or, you know, hey, maybe check out some of the promotional things teachers are sharing out, because they tend to be pretty good. They tend to be the blog posts they've really worked hard on, that kind of thing. All right, I've talked for a lot. Let's see if we got some at Mr. Materas here. I see some orange lighting up here. Jennifer Knox saying, I can relate so much to your story. Sometimes others do not have the same vision. That's why I love the online spaces. You are my peeps. Oh, Jennifer, you're my peeps too. Let's see, I got one from Kyle here. I was reintroduced to Twitter in my Google cohort group. I saw your posts and Jamie's posts, and they renewed my spirit. I hadn't even met, but you made a difference. Oh, thanks. Adam says, love digging into the how, showing up, being present, yes. William Wooster, listening and demonstrating. Craig, getting to know each other beyond professional relationships. So important to do, and I think that that's one of the things I love about Teacher's Table is we share some of the things going on. Like Adam spilled coffee on his hand this morning. We know that Adam, it's got a little bit of a burn. His hand hurts a little bit, right? We knew when some people were going back to school. We knew when some people were worried about going back to school. I think it's awesome to sort of approach each other with that sort of perspective. Hey, you should join Twitter now. Follow Mr. Matera and participate with the XP Lab community. Is that better? I'm not sure what you're referring to there, but I think that it's important to, like I said, establish these connections and invite others to the things that you find valuable. I felt like I found my voice when I found people on Twitter. It really changed my teaching, but also helped me find others just like me. It's so important to realize we are not the only ones. So let's see. I've made connections here and working on the Hive breakout. That's fabulous. Hello, Maria. I am so excited to have you. Thanks for the connection. I'm an educator in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. I was a friend at the end of March, still employed, trying to figure out what I should do to get back on track. Welcome to the Teacher's Table. I hope we can support you through that difficult transition time for you. And like I said, I hope we're here. No problem. Let's see. Another one from Adam here. I truly try to take time to watch the videos and read the blogs and respond so that my teaching friends know that I'm present and care about their passion and their work. I do as well. It's tough, right? We have to sort of balance our time here when we talk about social media. Making sure we are kind of the next phase here. We talked about establishing, but the next phase would be deepening our relationships. And part of deepening those relationships is exactly what Adam's talking about. It's about attending to your relationships and making sure you're taking time to give as much as you want to try to get from a relationship. So, are you showing up to their things? I loved it last night. Many of you showed up to, for example, Adam's Teacher's Table Talkback, which was really awesome to see Teacher's Table members really support another Teacher's Table teacher. So that was really lovely to see. But it's important, Jennifer Ledford is a consummate blogger. She puts out a lot of blog posts. While I can't say I read every blog post, I really do try to keep up with her blog posts and either comment on the blog post itself or help her retweet that blog post and comment on what I liked and pulled out of it, because it helps raise awareness of her good work. And people in this community are doing good work. Let's see. Not to be sappy, but I just started my master's degree because I hit burnout wall. I read XP Lab for one of my classes, joined Twitter, and now here I am. Life is grand, and you guys are amazing. I truly think you guys, like, you're amazing, Amanda. You're definitely an inspiration to me to keep on going. Buzz Hive Master here. If you like trivia, Hive, join some Hive trivia Thursday night at 7 Central Standard Time. Should be some fun. It will be some fun. We are almost at our like goal. We need one more to hit our like goal. Let's do it. We got 5 minutes left. Pam says, for hesitant people, I always remind them of Bill Nye's quote, everyone you meet knows something you don't, so don't be afraid to share. We all have a story to tell. We all have a viewpoint. Like, your history, your personal history gives you a viewpoint that no one else in the world has. So choosing to reflect and then share out that reflection, right? Reflect over your teacher, reflect over what's working, reflect over your lesson, and putting that into something like a blog post, putting that into a YouTube video, putting that into a tweet to help others is so worth it, for sure. All right, let's see here. All right, so we've talked about establishing connections and reaching out and putting ourselves out in those spaces. We talked a little bit about deepening the connections, which is actually sort of, attending to those relationships, whether that's, follow through and doing sort of meaningful interactions. The last one I want to talk about is continuing those relationships. I think sometimes people think they're not actually part of something, or that it's not as big as they think. And let me tell you, from my end, the teachers here around this teacher's table, they care. And like, we actually care about each other. Like, this is real, right? So continuing a relationship that you have established and that you've deepened is so fruitful in life. I think of the people that I have met over the years, and a lot of those relationships started on Twitter. When I think about, Carrie Bacham is a very close personal friend. When I think about, like, Matt Miller, like, I met, like, before his book came out. I met Dave Burgess before his book came out, right? And those relationships continued on and on, right? I've met Stephanie Crawford, I absolutely love, met her on Twitter. And then you think even like your local community, right? A guy named Adam Bold. I absolutely love Adam Bold. I met him actually first on Twitter, and then we realizing like how close we are, we've gone out and hung out and do those. But it's about continuing the relationships and continuing what you found in them. But I think part of the continuing goes back to the deepening. It's that healthy relationship. It is about showing up, being present, putting yourself out there, sharing, and dedicating time. I mean, really continuing a relationship means you have to set aside time to make those meaningful connections and then continue them, right? Nourish them, care for them. All right, guys, we reached 20. Maggie, thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate that. Let's do our confetti party. I am so excited that we made it, guys, for our 50th episode. So thank you, everyone, for making it to 50. We reached our like goal. That is awesome. I love it. Thank you, everyone. That's fantastic. We did it on our 50th episode. I can't believe it. So let's see what we have here. I really do love when we make it to the mini dance party portion. I know Jennifer Knox, I have not worked on the confetti briskets, which she really wanted me to do for my last 1 month goal, which, by the way, I still haven't done my wrap-up video. I promise I will get to that probably in the next few days now that Hive Summit is wrapping up and I have less of these sort of things to do on a daily basis. It's gotten a little crazy here in Hive Summit and the lead up to Hive Summit, but I promise there's going to be that wrap-up video coming soon. Maria, I love it. I don't know if that was your first confetti party, but it's super fun. And like I said, we do this to really show that we're in and we're present. And so many of you are in and present on that Twitter, or not the Twitter chat, the side chat here. I absolutely love that you guys have those connections continue there. Again, I hope you guys can make it over, if you haven't done so, to our Facebook community. And again, challenge yourself to establish a relationship there. Put out a question, put out some resource you find, even if it's not your resource, even if in your Twitter, research you find some great thing that you're going to use to start your school year. Put it out there so there's this nice collated spot for people at this table to sort of learn, grow, develop, and kind of have the best year they could possibly have. Let's see, Pam asks, how long are the videos open for? The Hive Summit videos are slated to be done on Friday, sort of like midnight, so to speak. They'll close. I do think because it's the weekend, I probably will keep them open till maybe like through Sunday. So definitely try to get to watch those. The talkbacks and all those sort of lives you can kind of watch in review. Those will stay open kind of always and forever. Craig, that was your first confetti party. Well, welcome to the confetti fun. I love when we kind of reach that goal. I also love it when we can kind of challenge ourselves to reach it fast. There were some times when we've got to 20 pretty quickly. So thank you for being part of that. Do you do confetti parties for your virtual classes, Mr. Matera? Gee, that's probably a rhetorical question. I don't do confetti parties, but I do other things that are like that. I think it's important that you build in those silly relational things, for sure. Jamie says, thank you for keeping those open. I'm behind on the Hive Summit. No problem. It is a tough time of year. People are sort of lead up to the class, lead up to the school year. Remember also that just being part of my monthly newsletter, I definitely usually have a Hive Summit sort of shout out or like a past, like from the vault kind of thing. So you'll definitely see some of the now 27 Hive Summit videos we have, not counting any of those teacher table talkbacks, which we could kind of also share in the mix too if we wanted to. So there's tons of content, so stay connected via the newsletter that'll come out using that same mailing list, so you're part of the newsletter. But make sure you check it, make sure you open it up. Again, be part of that community, be active. I usually send in there things I'd love for you to interact with, a YouTube video I want to highlight. So definitely stay connected, right? That's the whole theme here. All right, everybody, it is 8:33 my time. That makes it 6:33 Jamie's time and Kathy Sue's time. So that means we got to sign off. That's what that means. But I will see you guys tomorrow morning. And tomorrow is also a big day in Hive Summit. We have the teacher table in the morning. We have Derek's talk back in the afternoon. And then we have the trivia night happening with Chuck Taft and I as hosts. Chuck Taft is the master of trivia, so hopefully you can make it to one of these events or all of those events. Would absolutely love it. Craig, enjoy. It's 6:33 your time. Take care, buddy.